Alex, can I ask you something?
Sure.
How is it almost September already?
I know.
No, seriously, I feel like January was about 3 weeks ago.
I had exactly the same thought a few days ago. Someone mentioned something they did in February, and I thought, oh, that was quite recent. Then I realized February was 6 months ago.
That's terrifying.
And this is what I don't understand. When I was a child, 6 months felt like an enormous amount of time.
Oh, absolutely.
Summer vacation felt endless.
Yes. Remember that feeling? You finished school and suddenly there was this huge ocean of time in front of you?
Exactly. You could have breakfast, ride your bike, see your friends, come home, eat something, go outside again, and somehow it was still the same day.
Now I wake up on Saturday morning, make coffee, do 2 things around the house, and suddenly it's Sunday evening.
Exactly.
And I'm sitting there thinking, wait, where did my weekend go?
That's actually a great expression. Where did the time go? We use it when time seems to have passed surprisingly quickly.
And lately, I say it a lot.
Me too. So that's what I want to talk about today. Why does time seem to go faster as we get older?
And maybe the more important question, can we do anything about it?
Because I don't particularly like the idea that every year from now on is just going to disappear faster and faster.
That's a cheerful way to start the conversation.
I know. Welcome.
But it is fascinating, because obviously a minute is still a minute.
Right.
60 seconds when you're 8 years old is the same as 60 seconds when you're 48.
The clock doesn't change.
But our experience of time definitely seems to change.
So let's start with childhood. Why did everything feel so long back then?
I think waiting was a big part of childhood.
That's true.
Think about waiting for your birthday.
Oh, yes.
If your birthday was 3 months away, 3 months felt like forever.
Forever. Or waiting for Christmas.
Exactly.
As a child, December was approximately 14 years long.
Especially the last week before Christmas.
The longest 7 days in human history.
And adults would say, it'll be here before you know it.
Which is another lovely expression, before you know it. It means sooner than you expect.
And as a child, I never believed adults when they said that.
Neither did I. They'd say, summer will be here before you know it, and I'd think, you clearly don't understand time.
And now we're the people saying it.
That's the worrying part.
But there's an interesting idea about this. When you're 10 years old, 1 year is 10% of your entire life.
That's huge.
It is, but when you're 50, 1 year is only 2% of the life you've already lived.
So the idea is that we experience a year relative to everything that came before it.
Exactly. A year simply represents a much larger part of a child's life.
I can understand that. Imagine you're 5. Waiting 1 year for something means waiting for a period equal to 20% of your entire life.
Which sounds enormous when you put it like that.
It does.
But I don't think that's the whole explanation.
Neither do I.
Because I think memory has a lot to do with it.
Yes, this is the part I find really interesting.
Children are constantly experiencing new things.
Their first day at school.
Their first time on an airplane.
Their first sleepover.
First time swimming in the sea.
First concert. First big trip. First time making something by themselves.
Even ordinary things can be new when you're a child.
That's true. Going to a new supermarket can be an adventure when you're 6.
That's perhaps taking it slightly too far.
You've never been shopping with an excited 6-year-old?
Fair point.
But that's the thing. Childhood contains so much novelty.
Novelty meaning things that are new or different.
Exactly. And when something is new, we pay attention to it.
We notice details.
We create stronger memories.
And when we look back, that period of time feels full.
That's such an important distinction, how time feels while we're experiencing it and how it feels when we remember it.
Yes, because those aren't always the same thing.
Give me an example.
Imagine you're spending a week somewhere you've never been before.
Okay.
New city, new hotel, new food, new streets. You're seeing different things every day.
That week can feel quite long.
Especially when you look back on it. There are lots of separate memories.
Monday doesn't look like Tuesday. Tuesday doesn't look like Wednesday.
Exactly. Now compare that with a normal week at home.
Monday, work.
Tuesday.
Wednesday.
Thursday.
Let me guess. Work?
Surprisingly, yes.
What an exciting life!
Then Friday comes and you think, wasn't it Monday yesterday?
This happens to me all the time.
Me too, and maybe that's part of the problem. The days aren't empty, but they're similar.
They blend together.
That's a good way to put it.
When things blend together, they become difficult to separate in your mind.
And adult life contains a lot of repetition.
Wake up, get ready, work, answer messages, buy groceries, make dinner, clean something, go to bed.
And repeat.
Which makes me wonder whether time isn't really speeding up at all.
Of course it isn't.
I know that. I mean, psychologically.
Ah,
Maybe we're simply creating fewer clear markers in our memories.
that's interesting.
Think about a month where almost every day follows the same routine. When you look back, there might not be many individual moments that stand out.
So the month feels compressed.
Exactly.
Whereas a month with a trip, a family event, a new class, a project, a new hobby, maybe meeting new people?
Suddenly, that month has chapters.
I like that.
Chapters.
Maybe that's what we're missing. Not more time, more chapters.
That's a much better title for a self-help book than anything I've ever come up with.
You don't need more time. You need more chapters.
I'd buy it.
I haven't written it yet.
Well, before you know it, you'll be 80, so you'd better get started.
Thank you for the encouragement.
You're welcome.
But here's something strange. Not every year of my adult life feels equally short.
That's true. Some years seem to disappear, but others feel enormous when you look back at them.
Exactly. I remember one year when several things changed in my life at almost the same time. I started a new project, traveled more than usual, and met a lot of new people.
Did that year feel longer?
Looking back, yes, much longer. There are so many separate memories from it.
I have years like that too. Sometimes I look back at something and think, that happened in the same year?
Yes.
Because it feels as though those events should belong to 2 or 3 different years.
And then there are other years where I think, what actually happened that year?
That's slightly depressing.
It is, but I don't mean that nothing happened. Life was happening. I was working, seeing people, doing normal things.
But there weren't as many clear markers.
Exactly.
I had a year once when I traveled quite a lot, and when I look back at it, it feels unusually long.
Because every trip created a separate chapter.
Probably. Different places, different people, different routines. Even the weather changed because I was in different places.
See? Chapters again.
You're really committed to this book.
I'm building the brand.
But I think there's something important here. Maybe when people say, I want time to slow down, what they sometimes mean is, I want to remember more of my life.
I'm not completely sure those are the same thing.
Why not?
Because I don't think a quiet year is necessarily a bad year.
I agree.
You can have a peaceful year with very few major changes and still be happy.
Absolutely. I don't think we need constant excitement.
Good, because the idea of changing jobs, moving house, traveling constantly, and meeting 50 new people just to make a year feel longer sounds exhausting.
And very expensive.
Exactly.
But novelty doesn't have to mean changing your entire life.
Right.
It can mean learning something new, visiting a place near your home, starting a small project, changing one habit.
So we're not trying to make life chaotic.
Now, just a little less automatic.
I can live with that.
Good. Your year has already become more exciting.
I can feel time slowing down.
Amazing. We've solved it.
Podcast over.
Not quite.
I thought it was worth trying,
Nice try.
but there's something else I want to ask you. Do you think phones have made this worse?
Oh, definitely.
That was quick.
Because I have evidence from my own life.
Go on.
Have you ever picked up your phone because you needed to do one specific thing?
Every day.
Maybe check the weather.
Right.
And then somehow you open a message.
Then another app.
Then you see a video.
Then another video.
And 25 minutes later, you put your phone down and you still don't know what the weather is.
Yes.
What happened to those 25 minutes?
Well, technically, you spent them watching videos.
I know, but can you remember them?
Usually not.
Exactly.
Okay, but I'm gonna defend phones a little bit.
Of course you are.
I don't think the phone itself is the problem.
Here we go.
No, listen, if I spend 20 minutes talking to a friend on my phone, that can be meaningful.
Sure.
If I'm reading an interesting article, learning something, looking at photos from a trip.
That's different.
Exactly. So maybe the problem isn't the device, it's when we use it on autopilot.
I agree with that.
Really? I was prepared for an argument.
Sorry to disappoint you.
That's unfortunate.
But on autopilot is exactly the expression I was thinking about. When you do something on autopilot, you do it almost automatically, without giving it much conscious attention.
And adults are very good at living on autopilot.
We have to be to some extent.
Why?
Because imagine paying complete attention to every tiny thing you do.
Okay.
I am now opening the refrigerator.
Very mindful.
I am selecting the milk.
Beautiful.
I am closing the refrigerator.
This podcast has become extremely exciting.
You see what I mean?
I do.
Routine is useful. Habits are useful. We can't treat every Tuesday morning like an expedition into the unknown.
That's actually what I wanted to say. Sometimes people talk about routine as if it's a bad thing.
And you like routine.
I do.
I know.
Routine makes life easier. I like knowing when I'm going to work, when I'm exercising, what I need to do.
I agree. I don't think routine is the enemy.
But,
But there's a difference between having a routine and not noticing your life.
okay, explain.
You can have a normal Tuesday and still notice it.
Notice what?
Small things. A really good conversation. Nice weather. Something funny that happened. A meal you enjoyed. A new idea.
So you don't have to fly to another country every week to create memories.
Please don't. That sounds exhausting.
And expensive.
Very expensive.
So maybe novelty doesn't have to mean doing something dramatic.
Exactly. It can be tiny.
Take a different route home.
Cook something you've never made.
Go somewhere new in your own town.
Talk to someone you normally only say hello to.
Start learning something.
Even a language.
Convenient example.
Completely accidental.
Of course.
But actually, learning a language is a perfect example because it gives you lots of small first experiences.
The first time you understand a joke.
The first time you watch something without subtitles.
The first real conversation where you suddenly realize, wait, I'm doing this.
The first time you stop translating every sentence in your head.
Those moments stand out.
Exactly. They create markers in memory.
And there's another thing about learning something new. You have to pay attention.
Yes.
You can't be completely on autopilot when you're learning.
Which brings us back to attention.
I think attention might be one of the biggest pieces of this whole puzzle.
Explain.
Well, think about the moments when time seems to disappear.
Like scrolling.
Sometimes, but also when you're deeply involved in something you enjoy.
That's true. You can lose track of time.
There's another useful expression.
To lose track of time means you become so focused on something that you don't notice how much time has passed.
It happens to me when I'm reading.
Really?
If the book is good,
What if it's bad?
then 5 minutes feels like 3 hours.
That's another interesting thing. Boredom seems to slow time down.
Definitely.
Think about sitting in a waiting room with nothing to do.
10 minutes can feel incredibly long.
Or waiting for a delayed train.
Especially when the screen says 5 minutes for 20 minutes.
Yes, suddenly you're extremely aware of every minute.
So maybe we need to be careful when we say we want time to feel slower.
Good point.
Because there are very easy ways to make 5 minutes feel like an hour.
Such as...
Stand in a long line when you're late.
True.
Sit through a terrible meeting.
Very true.
Wait for someone who said, "I'll be there in 2 minutes."
And they haven't even left their house yet.
Exactly.
So we don't actually want every moment to feel longer.
No, we want life to feel fuller.
That's different.
Very different.
And maybe that's why vacations are interesting. While you're having a wonderful day, it can pass quickly.
But when you look back on the whole trip, it feels rich and detailed.
Exactly.
So there are almost 2 clocks.
What do you mean?
There's the clock we experience in the moment, and there's the clock in our memory.
I like that.
A boring afternoon can feel incredibly slow while you're living it, but later there's almost nothing to remember.
So in memory, it becomes tiny.
Right.
Whereas a wonderful afternoon might fly by.
Time flies.
Exactly. Time flies means time seems to pass very quickly.
Especially when you're having fun.
But afterward, that afternoon can occupy a much bigger space in your memory because so much happened.
Which is a little strange.
Very strange.
So if someone wants life to stop feeling as if it's disappearing, what should they actually do?
I don't think there's one answer.
I knew you were going to say that.
Because there isn't.
Fine. Give me 3.
3?
3 things you would actually try. Not 10, not 27, 3.
Okay, first, introduce small amounts of novelty.
We talked about that.
Yes, nothing dramatic, just don't let every week be an exact copy of the previous week.
What's number 2?
Pay attention to ordinary moments.
That sounds simple.
It is simple, it's just not always easy.
Fair.
And number 3, create things to look forward to.
Interesting.
I think adults sometimes stop doing that.
Children are excellent at it.
Exactly. A birthday in 3 weeks can be the center of a child's universe.
Adults have things to look forward to, too.
Of course, but sometimes our calendars become mostly obligations.
Dentist.
Meeting.
Deadline.
Take the car in for service.
Another meeting?
Very exciting.
So you think we should deliberately put enjoyable things into the future?
Yes, they don't have to be huge. Dinner with someone, a day trip, a movie, a walk somewhere beautiful, trying a new restaurant.
Or starting a book you've wanted to read.
Exactly.
I like that because it changes how you experience the time before the event too.
Yes, anticipation.
Looking forward to something.
And that's another lovely phrase, look forward to. If you're looking forward to something, you're happy or excited because it's going to happen.
A phrase that English learners see very early.
And native speakers use constantly.
Exactly.
What would your 3 things be?
I think one of mine would be taking more photos.
Really?
Yes, but wait.
I'm listening.
Not taking 50 photos of everything and experiencing your whole life through a screen.
Good clarification.
I mean, one photo of an ordinary moment occasionally.
Why?
Because years later, those are often the photos I find most interesting.
Not the big tourist attraction?
Sometimes, but I love seeing an old photo of a kitchen I used to have, or a street I walk down every day, or friends sitting around a table.
That's true.
At the time, those things seemed completely ordinary.
But later, they become part of a period of your life that doesn't exist anymore.
Exactly.
That's a slightly emotional thought.
It is.
I remember finding an old photo once, and there was nothing special happening in it, just a normal afternoon.
And?
But I could remember everything, the room, what life felt like then, people I saw every day.
That's powerful.
And I remember thinking, I had no idea this was going to become a memory.
We almost never do.
No.
That's probably why people say things like, enjoy it while it lasts.
Although I sometimes find that advice annoying,
Why?
because it puts pressure on you to enjoy everything.
That's true.
Someone says, enjoy every moment, and I'm thinking, every moment? Even cleaning the bathroom?
You need to be more grateful for your bathroom.
Apparently.
But seriously, I understand. Life includes boring days and difficult days.
Exactly. I don't think the answer is to force ourselves to make every second meaningful.
That would be exhausting.
I think it's more about noticing that our lives are happening now, not at some point in the future when everything is finally organized.
That's a dangerous idea.
Why?
Because I've been waiting for the week when everything is finally organized.
How's that spelling?
I'll let you know.
Before you know it, you'll be 80.
You've used that joke already.
I know. I'm creating repetition so this episode feels shorter.
Very educational.
Thank you.
But there's something else I think changes as we get older.
What's that?
We become more aware that time is limited.
Yes.
A child usually doesn't think, how many summers do I have left?
Thankfully.
But adults sometimes start counting things differently.
Especially as parents get older, children grow up, friends move away, life changes.
Suddenly, time has more weight.
That's true.
And maybe that's partly why we're so bothered by the feeling that it's moving quickly.
Because we're not just asking, why did this month go so fast?
We're also asking, am I using my time well?
That's a much bigger question.
And I don't think it means we have to be productive all the time.
Definitely not.
Rest isn't wasted time.
Neither is doing something simply because you enjoy it.
That's important because make the most of your time can sound like do more.
Yes, make the most of something means use or enjoy something as fully as you can.
And sometimes making the most of a Sunday afternoon means doing absolutely nothing.
I support this message,
I thought you would.
but intentionally doing nothing.
Ah, there's a condition.
There's a difference between choosing to relax for 2 hours and accidentally spending 2 hours looking at things you don't even care about.
That's fair.
One leaves me relaxed.
And the other?
Leaves me wondering why it's dark outside.
Very relatable.
Can I ask you one final question?
Go ahead.
If you could make the next 12 months feel longer, not actually longer, but richer, what would you change?
That's a good question.
Take your time.
Very funny.
Thank you.
I think I'd plan fewer things automatically and choose them more deliberately.
What do you mean?
Sometimes I say yes to things simply because they're part of my normal routine. Then suddenly my week is full, but I don't remember much of it.
So you do less?
Maybe slightly less, but I choose better, and I'd like to start one completely new project.
The book?
Obviously.
Of course.
No, seriously, something I don't already know how to do.
Because it would create new experiences.
Yes, and probably make me slightly uncomfortable.
That's often part of learning.
Unfortunately,
What else?
I'd see people more deliberately. Instead of saying we should get together sometime, I'd actually put something on the calendar.
I like that.
What about you?
I think I'd protect more of my free time.
Interesting. That's almost the opposite of my new project idea.
A little. I don't want to fill the next year with more things just so it feels longer.
Fair.
I'd like more days where I'm not rushing from one thing to another.
And what would you do with that time?
Walk more, read, cook, see people. Maybe take a few short trips.
So, nothing revolutionary.
Exactly. I think that's the point. A richer year doesn't necessarily need to be a more dramatic year.
I like that.
Maybe I just want to notice it while it's happening.
That's probably harder than writing my book,
Almost certainly.
but maybe more useful.
Maybe.
So, after this entire conversation, do you think time really feels faster as we get older?
Yes, but I think I understand the feeling a little better.
What's your explanation?
A combination of things. Each year becomes a smaller part of our life. Adult life often contains more routine. We experience fewer completely new things. Similar days blend together, and sometimes we simply aren't paying much attention.
That's a pretty good summary.
Thank you.
But there's also good news.
Which is?
We can't slow down the clock, but maybe we can change how much life we put into the time we have.
That sounds suspiciously like the final line of your self-help book.
Maybe I'm writing one too.
What's yours called?
Put more life into your time.
That's actually not bad.
Thank you.
Mine is still better.
Remind me.
You don't need more time. You need more chapters.
Okay, yours is better.
I appreciate your honesty.
And maybe that's a nice thought to leave people with.
That they should buy my imaginary book?
No, Emma.
Oh.
That if the months seem to be disappearing, maybe the question isn't only how can I slow time down?
Maybe it's what will make this month feel different from the last one.
Exactly.
It could be something small.
Learn something.
Go somewhere.
Call someone.
Try something you've been putting off.
Notice an ordinary moment.
Or simply put your phone down occasionally and remember what you picked it up for.
The weather.
Exactly. Only took us half an hour.
Time flies.
It really does.
And if you've been listening to this conversation in English, there's something else worth noticing.
You just spent a significant amount of time surrounded by English.
Not memorizing a list, not translating every sentence, just following a conversation, understanding ideas, noticing expressions, and letting English become part of the experience.
And that's real progress.
So if you understood most of today's conversation, give yourself some credit.
And if you didn't understand every word, that's completely normal.
You don't need every word to follow a conversation.
In fact, learning to stay with the conversation even when you miss something is an important skill.
Exactly.
And if you enjoyed spending this time with us, you can subscribe to Make English Easy and join us for another conversation.
We'll keep talking about real life, interesting ideas, and the kind of English people actually use.
And apparently, we'll continue having existential crises about how quickly we're getting older.
Speak for yourself.
You started this conversation.
That's true.
So, same time next episode?
Absolutely.
Assuming it doesn't arrive before we know it.
And there it is.
I had to.
Thanks for listening, everyone.
Take care.
And we'll talk to you next time.
Bye.
Bye.